know. You never know. Hey folks, this is David Olney, and this is You Never Know. And I'm just back off the road, drove, all day yesterday from Phoenicia, New York. It's like 16 hours, Dan and I. And Dan did the last, shift on it. He did the main part of that long drive home, but it takes a long time to get from point A to point B. Okay, so what happened? This just in, breaking news. Order the new This Side or the Other album officially out this Friday, August 24th. You can get it on the new davidolney.com website. We just played Bristol, Virginia and WBCM with Nathan Sykes, Washington, D.C., Pearl Street Warehouse, Phoenicia, New York, the Flying Cat Music Series at the Empire State Railway Museum. And that was incredible. That was really, really nice. This beautiful old train depot. It's not like a big place, it's little, but it's all made of, is it cedar wood? Or no, it's not cedar, it's something else. Whatever, it's just like perfect. And really nice people came out, and I had a great time. Coming up, we're back on the road this weekend in support of the new album release. Saturday, August 25th, Possum Hollow Log Cabin Concerts in St. Paris, Ohio. And then Sunday, August 26th, Natalie's in the greater Columbia, Ohio area. Let me see, Labor Day weekend, Saturday, September 1st, new album release event in Nashville, Tennessee at the 5 Spot. Early 6 p.m. show. We've got the whole band, and Steve Dawson will be playing. That's going to be fun. It's always fun at the 5 Spot. It's always fun everywhere. That's why I'm such a jolly fellow. Just announced September 22nd in Charlotte, North Carolina at the Evening Muse. At Sunday, September 23rd in Dahlonega, Georgia at the Crimson Moon. More details, tickets, links, and all things David Olney online at the new davidolney.com website, blah, 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 blah. Okay, how about this? Malcolm Holcombe, the amazing, he is amazing. The more you know Malcolm, the more, he's just like endless depth. And, it just gets richer and deeper and cooler and stranger and weirder and more saintly. And this is his new CD, which I haven't heard yet, but this looks great. It's got Iris DeMent on it and Greg Brown singing, and, so it's, Malcolm is the best. Right after you buy my CD, you should buy his. No, buy them both at the same time. Okay, new CD. So I'm going to be doing songs from it. I'll try and, I'm not going to do them in any special order. But this is the first song on the CD. And it's called Always the Stranger. Always the stranger, always alone, without a place to call a home. Always in shadow, always unknown. Always the stranger, always alone. Always the wanderer, lost in time. So far ahead, so far behind. Always in search of some secret sign. Always the wanderer, lost in time. single star shines in the sky, beyond all where, beyond all why. Always the stranger, the refugee, the nameless face, the mystery. Nobody knows, nobody sees. Always the stranger, the refugee. Always the Stranger. That's the first song on this side of the other. And on the recording, Charlie McCoy plays harmonica and nobody plays like Charlie. And so that was one of the first songs we recorded actually, and that was it was a thrill working with them. And Ward Stout plays fiddle, and there's this kind of interplay. And then Steve Dawson has played slide guitar, dobro, and this musically, it's really cool to me. Okay, the song itself. How did I get? It was thinking about Johnny Cash, so that's where the I keep a close watch, that kind of thing, musically, but also just Johnny Cash. His life is kind of the eternal wanderer, stranger, just kind of going through, showing up at, just strange places. A really interesting person. And then when all this, immigration hoopla stuff and, the stupid wall that they want to build, but before that, the Syrian refugees, somehow I thought of Johnny Cash, and just picturing him as a refugee wandering around, and it fit in. That'd be something where you'd kind of, that's Johnny Cash. And okay, there's that. There's other things, and the bridge part. A single star shines in the sky, beyond all where, beyond all why. Ray Bradbury wrote this book of short stories called The Illustrated Man, and I read it years and decades ago, and I'd forgotten it. But I remembered. I'd forgotten that I read it, but one of the stories really stuck in my mind, and it's about this guy from this sort of space accident. His spaceship blows up, and he's out in his spacesuit. He's still alive, and he's heading toward Earth. And he knows his time is up. He's going to burn up when he gets into the Earth's atmosphere. And he's, thinking about his life. Was it worth it? This, that, and the other. It all sounds dreary, but it's really interesting. And he's thinking, was this worth it? Did I live a decent life? And then it switches down to Earth, and there's a kid and his mom, on a summer night in their backyard. And the kid looks up in the sky and says, "Hey, look, a falling star." And the mom goes, "Make a wish, make a wish." And it's that guy entering into the Earth's atmosphere and burning up. And it's kind of, yeah, your life was worth it. You have to read it. So anyway, that story stuck in my head, but I've forgotten where it came from. And then a couple of weeks ago, I was in a bookstore and saw, The Illustrated Man. I said, oh yeah, and got it and started reading the stories and came in that story and went, oh, there it is. It was a very kind of thrilling but odd moment where you're kind of remembering the memory, which is a strange thing to me. Okay, so there's that part of it. Oh, and another thing. There's the second verse has this thing about always in search of a secret sign. And I must say now that I wrote this song with John Hadley, so some of these ideas, John helped me, hammer them out. But I wrote the line and didn't really think about it, and then was playing a gig up in New England, and a guy had a poster of these hobo signs that they use. Hobos come to town. I think they still do it, but they certainly did it, in the heyday of riding the rails, in the early 1900s through the Depression. And they would come to a town and they would want to leave a sign to other hobos that, look out for this place, there's a bunch of police around here. And they had a certain little squiggle, triangle and something, to show that other hobos would know what this meant. And they might have another one saying, this is a good place to ask for a meal. There's a real nice lady here and she'll give you some biscuits. And it's kind of, you write the line and then you run into something that kind of validates the line after the fact. It's always kind of a cool feeling. So, I think that's all I want to say about that song, which is probably too much. So anyway, go out and check out the new CD, and I'll see you next week. You never know. You never know. You never know.